Are you ready?
Oh, hello.
It's
Welcome.
Charming Disaster.
Welcome to the quarantine live stream. I had like a 30-second countdown going, but I hadn't actually hit the go live button, so we were just like getting psyched up.
This is fly by the seat of your pants.
Yeah, it's the kind of professional program that we're running here. Hello. We are Charming Disaster. And
hello.
Welcome to this season's 13th episode of the quarantine live stream. Lucky 13 for 2021. And we see a bunch of you are checking in. We see Fred and Mike and Eve and Greg and Jeff and Matt and Sarah and Katie and Kim. And it's so nice to see you all. Oh, and there's Catherine. We would love it if you'd let us know where you're watching from. Because who knows, maybe some of you are in the same place and you could hang out in real life. Or maybe you're planning a trip somewhere and you'll have a friend in that place. We don't know. You don't know, because we're all just used to this virtual space now. But
yeah. I mean, things are opening up. People are seeing other people in
we
real
saw
life.
Some other people in real life just yesterday.
It was amazing.
It was pretty amazing. It was weird, though, to be like in somebody's house.
It was something to get used to. Yeah. As I was saying, it was the first time I rang someone's doorbell in years.
Yeah, you were like, how does this thing even work? Like, do you like jiggle it or
bite it?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Oh, let's see. We've got Sierra and we've got Melissa and Justin and Carol and Eric and Carol and Joe and Peter and Madeline and Katie. Oh, thank you for the compliment on the eye makeup. Although maybe they were talking to you. Jeff's eye makeup does look good tonight.
It's all right. But yours is especially strange.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's
weird.
Uncanny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm ambivalent about it, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. If you're joining us, please on Facebook, take a moment to hit that share button and let all your friends and enemies and frenemies know where they ought to be right now. Oh, there's Carrie and Alicia and Josh. All right, Madeline. All right, so
now the party can get started.
The major players are in the house. All right, if you are new to the quarantine live stream, this is the part of the show, the top of the show part, where we remind you that this is a donation-based concert.
How does that work?
How does that work? It's like honor system. It's like if you want to just be here and like you are financially stressed or whatever, like that's totally fine.
Perfectly honorable.
Perfectly honorable. But if you're in a position to pay a little money to support our work, look, here's a bunch of ways you can do that. There's Venmo. There's we keep meaning to take the Cash App off because somebody has mentioned that it's for money laundering
or keep it on. We want this.
Yeah, we will launder your money for you.
We want the clean dollars. It's
true. There's PayPal. There's Bandcamp. It's Bandcamp Friday today. We'll talk a little more about that later, but it's an especially good day to get some music or merch on Bandcamp. And we also have virtual tickets if you just want to like pay with a credit card and not get any merch out of it, I guess.
Yeah, doesn't have to be weird.
Totally fine.
Any way you want.
Anyway, but again, if you are not in a position to support the show financially, then this is our gift to you.
Of course.
That's creepy. So we're so grateful to have all of you here with us. Like, again, every week we're like, maybe that was it. Maybe that last week was
maybe no one will show up.
No one will show up. But here you all are. And it's lovely. And we're grateful for you.
It's so true. It's so true.
All right. We're going to begin this show with our usual opening ritual, which is that we draw a tarot card to determine, to like divine, to tell us what's about to happen. Where did that go?
I think it's a virtual tarot.
Oh, okay. We're going to draw it virtually.
I mean, I should get the deck.
Yeah, get the deck. Show them the deck.
The deck is so beautiful. This is a new deck that we just acquired.
Yes. Tell them about the deck while I share the links, because henchperson Dan, he is coming, but he's not here yet.
He's not here yet. So this deck is called The Deck from the Carnival at the End of the World by Khan and Selznick as the kind of art duo that produced this, and it is amazing. It is featured heavily in that new tarot book by Taschen, which is out, which we were recommending earlier, and it has these beautifully rendered or beautifully artistic, I can't see, but I imagine that people can see these lovely illustrations and very artistic and evocative images. So we we just got this. We were inspired by the arts that it kind of embodied.
Yeah, and we're
there's.
Where did you get this deck?
I don't know. I got it on the internet.
On the internet. All right. Well, we're gonna share a link for that
Yeah.
as well. But we're gonna draw one card in particular from that deck to tell us about the show while I do the hench. I'm just doing henching
just
right
doing
now.
some side henching.
Hench personing is hard work. Okay.
It is.
I've done the two big henching tasks okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, if you would like to see the card that we are drawing for tonight, I'm going to just play that, and then I'm going to share a link to where you can explore this deck in a little more detail.
How many cups is it? 10.
10 cups. Look at this mysterious figure holding a tray of glassware. And what color is this glassware anyway?
It is blue.
Blue. I wonder what the significance is.
It is a warning.
That.
It is a warning to those.
It is
to not drink from this.
Indeed.
Do not.
All right, I'm going to take this image away. Be gone.
Be gone. Okay.
And I'm going back to share this link in the thing. This is like, you're seeing like behind the curtain tonight. All right, so there's the Carnival at the End of the World Tarot if you want to get your own mysterious figure holding a tray of blue glassware. So here's the thing about blue bottles. There was a time when everything, more or less, came in a glass bottle. So you might have a lot of glass bottles around your house that contained everything from medicine to, what do you have in a glass bottle in your house?
I have my antidote.
Okay, that's...
And I have some potions. I have my perfumes.
All right, maybe you're the wrong person to ask. What do you all keep in a glass bottle around the house? Just
pomegranate juice.
All right, yeah. I've got some like capers and
capers.
Honey. That's in a glass jar. I actually just got rid of a bunch of glass jars today. Lime pickle.
Salsa.
Salsa, sure. But there was a time when not just capers and salsa and things like that came in a glass bottle, but also all kinds of medicine and also all kinds of household poisons. Everything from rat poison to insecticides to toxic cleaning products. And it all, sort of a spoiler, it all kind of felt the same in the dark. If you like...
So if I was going to bed and I was just reaching out and I was really thirsty, but there were a couple bottles on my night table, how would I know that the bottle I was drinking was my potion and not my, rat poison?
Yeah, well, spoiler, you didn't know, and often terrible, fatal accidents ensued. Where like it happened more times than you would think that somebody would wake up in the middle of the night and like down some rat poison, and then they're like, oh no, and then it's too late and like dead. So a new technology emerged, and the new technology was we will make the bottles blue that the poison comes in.
But it's nighttime.
Okay, we have a cure for that as well.
Okay.
Not a cure, but like a solution,
Sure.
which is we're going to make the bottles textured. And so we ended up with blue bottles that have like bumps on them. Or ridges. And that one actually has raised lettering on it that says something.
Do not be taken.
Not to be taken.
Oh, not to be taken.
Yeah, so if you're really good at like reading raised letters with your fingertips.
Not to be taken.
Yeah. So,
that's so cool.
Yeah. Anyway, blue bottles. And we're going to sing a song about it.
It's like we knew about it the whole time. Okay. Ready? Okay. Pine, pitch, turpentine. Don't drink poison, baby, better drink wine. Solvent, acetone. Mind
and you mark the bottle with a skull and bones. You got the blue bottle blues. You wake up in the night. Don't make a big mistake, 'cause you can never make it right. When you reach out for the vial, feel the ridges in the glass. It's a matter of survival. Better watch your back. Powder, arsenic, spoonful in your cocoa, gonna make you sick. Strychnine, cyanide, keeps on getting harder, simply staying alive. You got the blue bottle blues. You wake up in the night. Don't make a big mistake, 'cause you can never make it right. When you reach out for the vial, feel the ridges in the glass. It's a matter of survival. Better watch your back. When it's time for you to go, like Juliet or Romeo, there is something you should know. There is no antidote. There is no antidote. Bootleg alcohol, toxic or intoxicating, who can tell? Almond, bitter taste, swallow down your medicine, it leaves no trace. Morphine, rest your head. What was that precaution that the doctor said? Foul play, accident. Watch out for your loved ones and your careless self. You got the blue bottle blues. You wake up in the night. Don't make a big mistake, 'cause you can never make it right. When you reach out for the vial, feel the ridges in the glass. It's a matter of survival, baby. Better watch your back. There is no antidote. 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 There is no antidote.
You heard it here.
So we have a really exciting guest joining us in a little while. Not quite yet. Don't get freaked out yet. We still have to talk about some more poisons first. But Dr. Brandy is going to be joining us in a little while to inform us even more about the kind of topic that we were just talking about. But first, we need to talk with you about some other poison information.
Yeah.
So, there is... Should we tell them about the Vishakanyas
Oh, yeah.
first?
Let's talk about the Vishakanyas.
Tell them about the Vishakanyas.
So, in storied days of old in India, there were the Vishakanyas, which were these young girls that were brought up on poison and antidote, so that they would become so toxic themselves in their blood and their bodily fluids, they were used as assassins for political intrigue. Yes. And yes, they were used as assassins. So they were, immune to a lot of poisons at this point in their lives, and they would share drinks with their target, drink up, their target would die, and they became storied assassins of the Indian folklore.
And this process of ingesting small quantities of poison to build up a resistance to the poison is called Mithridatism. And you may have been introduced to this concept through the film Princess Bride, where Wesley has been ingesting iocane powder over a long period of time so that, he can be immune to the poison. And so the question is, are Vishakanyas real? Were Vishakanyas real? And does Mithridatism actually work? And the answer is, in general, no, but in some cases, yes.
Yes.
And one of the cases, notably, is arsenic. You can actually, apparently, you can do this with arsenic. We don't recommend it, but that is one of the poisons that it's not impossible to do that. And the other one, interestingly, is snake venom. So there are snake handlers. It's apparently it's a popular thing. We were talking to our snake expert friend Frank earlier. Was telling us it's become a sort of popular thing among snake handlers to nick yourself with a little bit of venom, and then
the tiniest touch of this venom,
and it still makes you really sick. But over time, and we apparently in Burma there are snake handlers who actually tattoo themselves with snake venom, which is the most badass thing I've ever heard.
You think a neck tattoo is pretty badass, but no.
Snake venom neck tattoo. Yeah.
No doubt.
Where if you're a snake and you have a neck tattoo, where on the snake?
It's all a neck tattoo.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Well. All right. So so the word Mithridatism, it is named after Mithridates of Pontus. Mithridates the Great, King of Pontus. And Mithridates feared arsenic poisoning, and so he built up a tolerance to arsenic over many years. But then here's the kicker. The Romans conquered, and he tries to poison himself to avoid having to deal with the Romans and be captured, and he can't do it because he's immune to arsenic. So he had a servant kill him with a sword instead. The end. But this
so keep that in mind.
But this was if Cleopatra,
right,
with her asp, if she had been tattooing herself with snake asp venom all this time.
Yeah. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with this.
I'm not sure what the takeaway of this is, but
it's dangerous business.
It is dangerous business. Yes, Mithridatism. We also we don't recommend it.
Right. We learned also that most anti-venom is created by injecting a horse or some similar large animal with some venom, and their bodies create their response.
Yeah, that's the reason why the reason it works with snake venom is it's your body's immune response.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't use humans for that one.
Right.
Anyway,
the dose makes the poison, as they say. And so now, speaking of snakes, we're going to play another song.
Oh, it's snake time.
Yeah, snake time.
It's all a neck tattoo.
My black snake and my donkey keep the predators at bay. The coyotes and the copperheads stay well enough away. The power that protects me is a circle made of salt. But when you come to get me, I won't feel a thing at all. The vultures that surround me ride the thermals up on high. Yeah, ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die.
The scarab on my pillow whispers vespers as I sleep. You saved me from the sparrows, now my soul is yours to keep. In the morning we awaken to a garnet-colored sky. The mirror cracked and broken, making X's of my eyes. I can't turn away the darkness, so instead I hold you tight.
Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Light the fire, sing the song. Hit the hi-hat, kick the drum.
light without any heat. It shines just for me, my love. It shines just for me. There's a night without a moon. It comes just for you, my love. Comes just for you. There's a light without any heat. It shines just for me, my love. Shines just for me. There's a night without a moon. It comes just for you, my love. Comes just for you.
Cracked and broken, making X's of my eyes.
Light the fire, sing the song. Hit the hi-hat, kick the drum. Secret language on the tongue. Something wicked this way comes. Alright, here we go. Heat haze on the highway, there's a shimmer in the air. Out on the horizon, there's a figure standing there. Strange hallucinations as the sky is growing thin. From the corners of my vision, see the shadows closing in. Is it just sleep deprivation or the ergot on the ride? Yeah, ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die. Ever since you found me, I'm afraid that I might die.
True story.
True story. I was going to say that.
I know. I thought you were going to say that, and then I thought it'd be funny if I said it. I'm going to share links for those last two songs in the chat in case anybody doesn't already have them. This is an easy way to get your hands on them. Now, I'm very excited about the next thing that's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Which is we are going to bring on this week's special guest. That's right. And I hope that some of you are here specifically to see her do her thing. So Dr. Brandy Schillace writes nonfiction on death and dying, the history of science and medicine, and steampunk, and human head transplants, among other things.
Her books have been reviewed in Science magazine, the New York Times, and the New Yorker.
And you may remember her from her fascinating lecture on human head transplants on this show back in March.
Right here.
So please welcome back Dr. Brandy Schillace.
Here you are.
How are you?
Hello, it's so good to see you again.
Good to see you. Oh, your hat looks so sharp.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wasn't allowed to wear a hat today.
You just asked if I thought you should, and I said no.
I wasn't allowed, but it's fine.
You can't have too many hats, though, really.
You're right. I'm glad you're wearing that.
The thing that I like about your outfit is that, as far as we can tell, you are actually a snake from
I am a snake, yes. Part of me is definitely very, very much in the snake sort of, ethos happening right here. Which makes sense, I think, because, poison, medicine, snake oil, it all goes together.
It does. It all comes together. So we're so glad to have you back on the show as something of an expert in the subject matter that we're exploring in our sort of casual enthusiast approach.
Mm-hmm.
But you are actually like a science person who researches and writes about this kind of stuff. So we were hoping you could regale us with some expert knowledge on poison, forensic science. What you got?
Yeah.
You know, I have a few things for you today, including a little bit of show and tell. I was really excited to hear about the blue bottles, as I have some of my own. And we actually dug these out of the ground in an abandoned area where no one was anymore. And so who knows what was in those bottles originally. But I feel like I wanted to start off today talking about my favorite poison. Because everybody has a favorite poison, I think. I mean, some of us have favorite poisons and it's alcohol, but this one, for me, is arsenic. Mentioned it earlier with your lovely Roman friends.
Arsenic, it's a good one. It's a classic.
It really is. And you know what I love about it? It actually was frequently in a blue bottle. One of the more famous welcome images is a giant blue bottle of arsenic that's just, hanging out.
So why would you have a giant blue bottle of arsenic just like hanging around? Like, what was
incredibly useful stuff, It was used in rat poison, so obviously rats were not super fond, but it had many other uses. So one of my favorites is that a Swedish chemist found out that if you mixed it with copper and a bunch of other things, you came out with this brilliant green pigment called Paris green. And it was used to make things like wallpaper, which is fine if you're not licking the wallpaper, children's toys, slightly more problematic, and clothing. So my favorite story is that they used 100 grains of arsenic in a woman's bright green ball gown, and it only takes 4.5 grains to kill an adult. So I think the message there is like, don't sweat too much. It can be absorbed through the skin. So maybe just not dance a lot, I guess. I don't know what the, it's kind of dress moratorium, drop, dance till you drop kind of situation.
Right, or like live it up because you don't know how long it's going to take. Like, get your joy in because that dress might just kill you.
Those green jollies are going to take you down by the end of the evening. So that's one of my favorite stories. But there's another story about arsenic. It's white. It's powder, and it's vaguely sweet taste. This is partly why it's used in rat poisons.
And cocoa.
And cocoa. Yeah, exactly. Well, funny you should mention that. In 1858, 20 people died when an English confectioner, a candy maker, accidentally got sugar and arsenic confused. It's a little bit of an oops. So he basically laced a bunch of lozenges with arsenic and, of course, killed many people, made many people sick. Most of the people who died were children. So I don't believe he was able to retain business rights after that event. But again, small white grains, easy to confuse, I suppose.
Yes.
You wouldn't want to cut it with cocaine either. But arsenic was also occasionally called the inheritor's powder because, of course, if you had a relative who had it was just sort of not dying for you and they had some money. People tended to turn towards arsenic because it was easy to get. You could go to any chemist shop and be like, I have rats. And they're like, rats. Here's your bag of poison. So it also, this is the trick about it. At the time, lots of people died of cholera. And cholera is it's an icky business. They sometimes called it the sick rose. Because it was like zombifying somebody within 24 hours. You had it, you seemed fine in the morning, and you were dead by dinner time, and you would hemorrhage in all sorts of ways, like all fluid coming out of you in all different directions. And that's also what happens to you if you take too much arsenic, or any arsenic. So, again, right. So if you had a relative who was sticking around in ways that you didn't really enjoy, and you needed to get rid of them in a hurry, and there just happened to be an outbreak of cholera nearby anyway, it was kind of convenient. People would stick it in the coffee as a sweetener, and then, hope for the best / worst. But this all ends with Madame Lafarge, and I love the name. You recognize the name Madame Lafarge? Because it's used a lot in fiction, but this was a real person. She was French. She was in an unfortunate marriage. Unfortunate for him, as it turned out. He had a big house, and he had kind of told her he had a lot of money, but in fact it was just a big house and not a lot of money. And she thought maybe it would be best if he didn't come back from one of his overseas travel times. So she packed him a lunch. She basically sent him some cake, and he got weirdly sick while he was gone. He came home so she could nurse him, with more cake. Ultimately, he dies horribly. And people begin to think, what if he didn't actually have cholera? It doesn't seem like anyone else around here has cholera. And it actually becomes a court case, and it takes a specialist named Joseph Orfila, who was using a test called the Marsh test, and he decides to deploy this in court. And by deploy, I mean bring in the putrefied remains of her husband to perform an actual Marsh test in the courtroom. So people are just passing out everywhere. It's high summer. He's already been dead for a number of months. And he's like, well, we're just going to take some of his body fluids and we're going to burn it in a glass tube. And we're going to see if it creates arsenic gas. And it did. So she actually does get convicted of killing her husband because of this interesting performance in a courtroom drama.
So the Marsh after whom the Marsh test was named, can you...
Yes. So Dr. Marsh was an interesting fellow. He actually created a brilliant test. It makes perfect sense. All you have to do is isolate the metallic compounds of arsenic, because of course, if you do that, it creates a sheen. It's almost like a mirror. It's a metallic sheen. So basically you take some body fluid or some tissue, you put it in with some acid and heat and zinc, and if you heat that up, then it creates a gas. And let's say you put a piece of porcelain where that gas is sort of steaming out. And if it has arsenic in it, it creates a mirror-like, foil-like sheen on the ceramic vessel. The problem was, Marsh was a brilliant guy, but not a very careful guy. And his test only worked some of the time. So it really took someone like Orfila, who was extremely meticulous, to basically make it a success. And so Marsh would not have been able to convict. Marsh had failed a couple of times in court cases convicting people, like the bottle case. He tried to poison his entire family, gets off the hook because Marsh is sort of bungling the experiment. But Orfila was like, no. He was French and he was serious about it. And he made sure that the test worked especially well. But the reason that I like arsenic isn't necessarily because it is a poison, but because it is also an ounce of cure. And in many ways, we still have chemotherapy today if you have cancer. So if you lived in the Victorian period in England, there was a really high probability that you were going to end up with syphilis. And it's what do they say? I believe it's a night with Venus and a lifetime with Mercury. That's how that goes.
Right.
Lots of people suffering from syphilis, sexually transmitted disease, which made your nose fall off, among other things.
It's inconvenient.
Extremely. I mean, not to say that nose prosthetics had become something of a rage, but maybe not as exciting as having an actual nose. So they were treating it with mercury, which itself is a dangerous compound, but it turns out it doesn't cure it. It just kind of puts it a little bit in remission. But arsenic in a salvarsan compound can cure you of syphilis if it doesn't kill you with the arsenic. So it's a very early form of chemotherapy. And for me, that's what makes it impressive, because so many poisons are medicinal in small doses and deadly in large doses. And this is true of so many different things. This is also true of alcohol. And in fact, it's particularly true of gin. And gin is one of my favorite things. So gin is a very happy compound, but if you make bathtub gin, meaning Prohibition era, messing around with bits and pieces of alcohol to see if maybe you can turn it into something you can drink and not kill you, the Russian roulette of cocktails, it becomes very dangerous indeed, which is something I learned from Deborah Blum's book, The Poisoner's Handbook.
We love Deborah Blum's book, The Poisoner's Handbook. And in fact, the first song that we played on this show tonight, Blue Bottle Blues, was inspired by reading Deborah Blum's The Poisoner's Hand.
I find her inspirational in so many ways, but particularly because she's looking at forensics in the jazz. It just got jazz, poison, alcohol, forensics. You guys should read the book, really.
Great time.
Totally. Because poison, to your health. And if you do take too much poison, there is always the possibility of you using an emetic, which also comes in a blue bottle.
Yeah.
Strange.
Emetic makes you throw up. So if you're really lucky, you might be able to purge it out of your system before it's too late.
Well, that is fascinating. As it happens, we have some gin of our own right here, and we were just going to have a little cocktail of our own, and maybe we'll open up the floor to some questions from our viewers. Also, I don't know if you saw, Brandy, but Deborah Blum is here watching.
Deborah.
And Deborah actually had a rebuttal to the immunity to arsenic thing, which whatever Deborah Blum says about this, like, she is a scientist, expert, writer about things like this. We are enthusiastic amateurs. Do not listen to us.
No,
Please listen to Deborah Blum.
Please, whatever you do not listen to us. So, should we make a cocktail?
Yeah,
as we're opening up the floor?
Yeah, let's make a cocktail as we open up the floor to questions. Yes, all right. Judy says, doesn't arsenic occur naturally in good stuff too?
It depends on what you mean by good stuff. It is a naturally, it is a compound in the world. It's not necessarily man-made, but it can be purified. Certainly it was refined by human machinations in order to make things like rat poison or Paris green. I'm not sure that you would want it to be in anything that you used, but I will say, and this also comes from Deborah Blum's book, it was in face creams, I think, and Deborah can pop in and correct me if I'm wrong, but people use it to sort of clarify their complexions, which I assume worked. Even not exactly sure if you want to be putting that on your skin, though.
Well, people used to use lead for the whitening effect as well. Peter would like to know, is there any way to know who is poisoning me? This is a good question.
Don't you have to make friends with a griffin? Isn't in folklore you make friends with a griffin, you get the griffin's claw, he gifts it to you, you turn it into a cup, and it tells you who's poisoning you? You need to find a griffin, Peter. You just have to find a griffin. That will solve all of your problems.
There you go. You heard it here.
That is good advice. I would add Peter, who lives in your house with you, because
who will benefit from?
Follow the money, Peter.
Always.
Yeah. So, what is your cocktail, Dr. Brandy?
This is a Mark Schillace special. My partner Mark Schillace makes Friday martinis, and I don't know what goes in them actually. So if I ever get poisoned, someone might need to ask some questions about Mr. Mark.
We will inquire about the Friday martini. If that. Melissa asks, why did the old school cough syrups with morphine and such go out of style?
That's what I want to know.
I know. It's interesting. It's, I suppose, for the same reason that Coca-Cola doesn't allow to contain cocaine anymore. The FDA, it has many roles, and one of the roles is trying to control controlled substances. But you're right. A cough syrup, laudanum was given to children for things like croup and, fussiness. So, and I imagine it worked, too, because that's basically brandy and opium together. So
it wouldn't be fussy.
Yeah, children were a lot less fussy back then.
Very quiet indeed. If you gave them a whole lot, they'd be quiet forever. So yes, the FDA decided that we should probably not put opioids into our, children's cough syrups at some point. I mean, who knows why, really?
Fair enough. Jeff, what are we drinking?
Well, I was just about to prepare your cocktail.
Oh, should we do it on screen? So
let's do it on screen.
All right.
Here we have gin.
Gin, always important.
And elderflower liqueur, and some
very fancy
blue tincture of
butterfly pea flower.
Pea flower, yes. Oh yeah, you don't get fast floors.
I know fast floors for me.
A drop of wormwood from the
I make my own of that. That's wonderful stuff.
There we are. And we have a blue bouquet.
Oh, that's nice.
The Deadly Bouquet.
And is that what it's called? The Deadly Bouquet.
The Deadly Bouquet.
The Deadly Bouquet.
Cheers.
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 To your health.
To your health.
To your healths.
May you survive all that you imbibe. That's good.
That's good.
Maybe a little ice, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't have that here.
We don't have that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Dr. Brandy, before we send you back into the abyss, do you have anything coming up that you'd like to tell the nice people about?
I do. So I've just started, and actually, Deborah Blum has been encouraging this as well. We have started a new book club called the Peculiar Book Club, and it's not just peculiar books. It's also for all of us who are peculiar. It's where, you know, weird means family. And essentially, we've collected a wonderful group of authors, including Mary Roach, Lindsay Fitzharris, Carl Zimmer, all sorts of people. And we're having them on, and we're doing a real actual book club style where you, the reader, get to come on and talk about how you feel about the book and your questions with the author. It's going to be a lot of fun. We did a soft launch today.
That sounds delightful. And I just shared a link in the chat to the Peculiar Book Club webpage, which is off of your website. So I'm going to share a couple more links of yours for the nice people. So here's Dr. Brandy's website, and I'm going to share your Twitter and we have a bookshop storefront where people can find at least 2 of your books in our recommended readings.
Along with Deborah Blum's book.
Along with Deborah Blum.
Absolutely, yes. One of my favorites. I actually listened to it while I was at work, and then I went and bought the hard copy too, because there's no way to really reference all the wonderful things in it just with the audio. So I feel like you should just buy it in all the formats.
All the formats.
There you go.
Yeah. So we just shared a bunch of links in the chat, and on the Peculiar Books website, there is an email sign-up form so people can hear all about the exciting events. Okay, so full disclosure, we are also kind of involved in this project. One of our we're very honored that one of our songs will be used as the theme song,
Yes.
and we're delighted to hear more about the exciting books and authors you've got.
I think everyone who watched the show today might recognize that slightly blue-themed music on our new author book club. Thank you so much.
We have one final question for you from Sierra, who wants to know, what is your lipstick shade?
You know what? This is MAC's makeup, and it is, I think, called Velvet Brown.
Velvet Brown.
Velvet Brown. Sounds a lot like Paris Green.
Yeah, right?
No. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to send you back into the void from whence you came, and we're going to play some more music for these nice people. But thank you so much for coming on here, educating us about arsenic, a subject of which we, too, are inordinately fond. Until next time.
Until next time.
Farewell.
Ah, she's gone.
Just like that.
Oh, she was almost
kind of like that.
I was a little slow on the draw. Well, wasn't that delightful? Wow. So many exciting things to know about arsenic. And I think those things will make this next song even more
elucidating.
Illuminating.
That too. Yes, illuminating.
So Paris Green, Dr. Brandy mentioned that it was a pigment. Paris Green was also the name of an agricultural kind of household poison. And in early 20th century Wisconsin, a lot of people were killing each other or themselves. There's lots of that. With Paris Green. Paris Green, it was used as a rodenticide. It was used as an insecticide, and so it was something that a lot of regular people just had like lying around,
personicide,
like in the shed or the barn or the garage or whatever. The other thing that they were killing each other with was arson. There's also a lot of arson.
Very common.
Yeah, rural Wisconsin in the early 20th century was a bleak place, but Paris Green also a beautiful color, and yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
See how it goes.
All right. We'll see. Oh, wait. I'm gonna turn on the audio thing so that it sounds
the thing
good.
that'll. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna sound good now.
Oh yeah. Put it in stereo.
Yeah. I'm doing it. All right. Here we go.
Watch out. Paint a picture inside a dream. Watch the garden in Paris green. Flowers framing a distant view. Under a heaven of Prussian blue. Stars and planets come out tonight. Moon is glowing in china white. Picture an angel with eyes of lead. Trace the image in Saturn red. Make immortal what you have seen. Paint a picture in Paris green. When you've done what you have to do. Flowers blooming in Prussian blue. Take the match and set them alight. Moon is shining in china white. Don't look backward, don't turn your head. Chase the angel in Saturn red. All right.
Paris green.
True story.
Prussian blue, also poison related, but cyanide. So it's like a whole other thing.
It's a whole thing, Prussian blue.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna take a sip of my deadly bouquet. Is that what it's called?
Deadly Bouquet. And you know what time it is.
Oh, I know what time it is. It's our favorite time. It's mailbag time.
Love mailbag.
Parcel, post a letter,
drop us a line. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Send a box of chocolates or a jug of moonshine. We'll open it together at mailbag time. Take it away. Send a handsome ransom note, it's not a crime. We'll open it together at mailbag time. A working Geiger counter, everything's fine. We'll open it together at mailbag time.
Well, what's coming to the mailbag today?
All right. We have this package
Box.
from our friend Corinne Lines,
Ooh.
who lives in Nashville.
Oh, we love Nashville.
We love Nashville.
We have not been to Nashville as Charming Disaster to play any shows, but it is a very cool place, and I hope that we get to go there and do some shows when things open back up.
Oh yeah, it's on our.
Oh God! Careful!
It's on our list of places.
Don't you have the safety thing on that?
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah. What the heck? So
What the heck?
All right.
All right.
All right. So everybody
It's
just
fine.
calm down. It's gonna be fine. All right. We're opening the box.
It's our sacrificial
Nobody's
knife.
getting hurt. Everybody's fine. Okay.
We have all thumbs attached to hands still. Okay. Ooh.
Oh, there's some tissue paper in the
Lovely
top.
tissue paper. Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Oh, it's like a whole. It's like a cornucopia. Here, hold that up. It's like a cornucopia of interesting objects. There's a. Oh.
Oh, all right. We have some
Oh, there's
frankincense.
there's some photographs. I don't know if these are photographs of deceased persons, but they're it's possible. Here's
a patch that says Existential Dread Lifetime Member.
There's some incense that says opium on it.
Opium flavor.
Opium. I don't know if it's real opium, but it does make me feel a little sleepy to sniff it.
Oh,
so
wow.
Maybe.
Oh,
my goodness.
wow.
There's a card. I'm going to open the card.
You open the card.
All right.
And I'll open this.
The card says, "Aw, shit," on the back. I don't know what's on the inside of the card yet. All right. Ready?
All right. Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
You
can't
the
see.
bomb.
Yeah, there's a bomb on it. Dear Jeff and Elliot, here's a little mailbag love for you from Nashville, Tennessee. I stopped by Hale Dark Aesthetics recently here, and these items called out to me. I met the owner, JD, who was in store. Lovely gentleman with an adorable pup to boot. Much love to you both. I thought, oh my gosh, it's like a long card.
Oh, wow.
I thought this vintage photo had a lovely, creepy halo effect. The opium incense was a must. The Existential Dread Lifetime Member patch required. And the Kraken candle, branded and sealed exquisitely. Olivia's artwork I thought you would both have appreciated, but my favorite t-shirt design was sadly sold out. So here's her card, which was also nice. I see it says Olivia Frankenstein and
Oh, wow.
Ouija. That's a good business card.
Oh, so
Much love to you both from Nashville, Corinne. That is so cool.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Corinne. This is so
oh my
great.
gosh, we will have to visit this shop when we go
So this
to
is
Nashville.
Hale in Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hale.
Okay.
There's a little sticker.
All right.
Hale in
Hale.
Nashville. Check it out.
Cool.
We'll check it out.
All right. Cool.
Thank you.
Oh, and I love that the Nashville chapter is starting to make itself known.
We'll be there.
Yeah, we'll have a chapter meeting in Nashville. All right. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Jen.
you.
If you're in Nashville, I guess go check out Hale because
Yeah.
that seems like a cool place.
Cool place. Thanks, Corinne.
All right. So, if you've been watching this show, probably know we have been working for a long time on an album of songs inspired by Marie Curie and her work. And the song that we're about to play is about the tragic poisoning, yes, of the radium girls, who are young women employed by a couple of different places, but in particular the Radium Dial Company. They were employed painting numbers onto watch faces in radium-based paint, which glowed in the dark, and which everybody at the time thought was good for you. And so they would paint with a very fine brush the tiny numbers on the clock face, and they were taught to lip point the brush tips to get a really fine point. And the fact that they were like ingesting tons of radium, nobody was really worried about it because radium was being used in everything.
It was a cure-all at the time.
It was being used in toothpaste and drinking water and all kinds of things.
Condoms and other great things.
The problem was that radium is highly toxic, highly radioactive, and it works by bombarding you from the inside with alpha particles, which are big and heavy. And so if you just have like some radium sitting around, it's probably not going to do much to harm you because alpha radiation can be stopped by your skin or a sheet of paper. But where it gets bad is if you're ingesting it or inhaling it, because inside your body you don't have that kind of defense, and so it lodges in your bones. And these girls, and there's a new adaptation of a book about them that everybody's now
Radium Girls.
Radium Girls.
Yeah, again, we are not physicists, so if you do have some radium hanging around, just keep it in its lead container.
Yeah, or just get rid of it, or just don't have it at all. But definitely do not lick it or snort it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's. So these poor women were poisoned by this work, and the song is our tribute to them. Moisten the brush with the tip of your tongue. delicate touch for the lines that you're painting. The second hand sweeps round the face of the clock. You number the hours and they glow in the dark. It's a miracle. All those factory girls, so invisible, gonna light up the world. It's a miracle. All those factory girls, so invisible, gonna light up the world. Dress in your best, like you're going to church. They show you your desk with the rest of the workers. Radium girls make a generous wage, breaking the dawn of the nuclear age. It's a miracle. All those factory girls, so invisible, gonna light up the world. It's a miracle. All those factory girls, so invisible, gonna light up the world. For any disease, we can give you the cure. Your bones turn to dust by the light of the future. The darker the night, the more brilliant it shines. Eternal flame burns for half of all time. It's a miracle. 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 Poison the brush with the tip of your tongue. Bones turn to dust by the light of the future. The second hand sweeps round the face of the clock. You number the hours and they glow in the dark.
Now that's a true story.
That is a true story. We have an exciting announcement, which is that early next week, we are launching a Kickstarter campaign in support of this Marie Curie-inspired album. It's called Our Lady of Radium. And we are so excited about this body of work. We've already started recording these songs. They're sounding amazing already. And a few of you, we've reached out to a few of you with a sort of sneak preview of our campaign. And thank you so much to everybody who's given feedback. So if you would like to follow the Kickstarter campaign, I'm dropping a link in the chat. Don't worry, we're going to be emailing you, and
you'll know about it.
You're definitely going to know about it. But if you go to this page, you can.
Yes, early next week.
Early next week.
It's going to be launching.
Yeah, but you can already follow it on Kickstarter by going to this link, which I'm just
we're super excited about this.
So we're super excited, and it's going to be a big project for us to make this, to realize this project. There's going to be a book, and there's going to be the record and all the songs.
A lot of fun rewards.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good time.
So,
it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, so you'll hear more about this next week, but we just wanted to tell you that it's happening, and that's kind of the next next big thing that's happening. All right.
Cool.
Well, we have received some correspondence.
Oh, yes, it's time.
And I think we're ready to dispense some advice, or rather, Professor Bellows is ready to dispense some advice.
Okay. All right.
Take it away.
I will. Dear Professor Bellows, I am wondering, how can I achieve greatness while still retaining my immortality and mythic creature status? I thank you for your time, Mystic.
Dear Mystic, if you are the sort of creature whose reflection can be captured, look in the mirror. Everything that you need to accomplish your dreams is right there. If you're not that sort of creature, look in your heart, if you have a heart, and if you keep it inside your body and not hidden in an egg, in a fish, in a bird, in a deer, on a lonely island in the middle of the loch. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. There is no need to be anything other than your mythic self. It sounds to me like you have already achieved greatness. Your friend, Professor Bellows.
Wow, sage advice.
That seems like really sage advice. Thank you, Professor Bellows.
Thank you, Professor.
And if any of you would like to reach out to Professor Bellows with your own questions, just email Professor Bellows at charmingdisaster.com. And Professor Bellows is always happy to dispense wisdom.
Always.
Indeed. All right, well...
What is it a professor of, I wonder?
It's not really clear.
It's not clear.
It's not clear.
Many things. They are professors of everything.
Well, all right, we have just a few small announcements before we, we're getting toward the end of our time together tonight. We've got a few things we want to tell you before we play you one last song. So let's see. First of all, once again, this is a donation-based concert, which means if you would like to support the show financially, here is how. There's Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Bandcamp, virtual tickets. And today is Bandcamp Friday, which means that Bandcamp, which is already the most artist-friendly music platform out there, they are waiving their revenue share in favor of artists. So today is an especially good day to support this week's show through Bandcamp. And you might be interested to know that we just found a box that we didn't realize we had of Spells and Rituals lyric books that we thought were sold out. So if you want to check those out, or any other merch items from the merch, here is a link for that. It's just charmingdisaster.com.
Yes, it was under the staircase, actually. That box of
where was
lyric
it?
books. It was hidden in some box under another box, under the staircase.
All right. Well,
on an island
in the middle of the loch. Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But those lyric books are really pretty, and they're like square CD sized, and they have original artwork in them by Magda Boresa, who is the artist who created the Cautionary Tales album cover, and like it's really cool.
Yeah, so. And you can sing along with all those Spells and Rituals songs that you want to. And there's no clapping instructions.
No clapping instructions. You don't have to clap at all. No.
Yeah.
And
speaking of merch,
our merch is made by our friend John Jessman, who lives just outside of Detroit, and today is his birthday. So Crash, if you are watching, happy birthday,
Crash.
Next week we have another great guest, Dame Darcy, who is an incredible artist, cartoon maker, comic artist, and tarot card maker and reader. So she's going to come on the show and do some tarot with one of her original tarot decks.
That'll be so fun.
So that's what's happening next week. Society members.
Yes.
Oh yeah, tell them about that.
Oh yeah, society members. If you sent us your address or your mailing address, we have sent off a special envelope to you, which is not to be opened until the May 21st show, which, then you can open it and watch the show, and, just keep an eye out for a red envelope.
Yes, and don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. And yes, you don't have to keep it away from anything. And if anyone who hasn't filled in their address and wants this thing, in the society, please write to us.
And if you don't know what the Society of the Mysterious Hand is, of course, inquire within. Or ask one of the people in the chat, and maybe they'll let you know about it.
Yes.
Also, the society members, we love you, and we're so endlessly entertained by what you share in that place. So just thank you for making that a really delightful diversion for us and each other. Special shout out to Paula, who has been sending surprises to our fellow society members every week. That is just so delightful. Other thank yous, Minion, special shout out for networking solution, and we thank you greatly. And special thank you to Dr. Brandy Schillace. Hey, Brandy, do you want to come on screen for a little curtain call? You just give me a thumbs up if that's cool. Otherwise, we will leave you out. Yeah, all right.
Double thumbs.
Double thumbs.
I'm here.
You're here, Brandy.
Without a hat.
Without a hat, hatless hair. Will make you big. Oh, and the elusive Mark.
The elusive drink maker Mark.
Poisoner.
The drinks are all gone.
The drinks are gone. It's so sad.
Well, thank you again for joining us. I know that people really enjoyed your poison instructional. We're going to send you back into the green room, but thank you, Brandy.
Thank you. Great seeing you.
And what else? Do we have any other announcements before we do the last song? Oh, we have a final closing ritual, and then we're going to play the last song. And all right, here's the.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is it? Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay. So closing ritual, we're going to draw a card from the very rapidly diminishing Unicorn Oracle deck to tell us what's coming up in the coming week. What could it be?
So mysterious.
What unicorn will guide us in the upcoming days?
We have chosen abundance.
The abundance unicorn. That's great news.
Yeah,
abundance.
It's abundance time.
I think we've all earned a little abundance.
Here we have, I don't know if you could see it, there's a very muscular unicorn with a rainbow wings and the sturdy horn and a rainbow behind him or her or them. And it says, enjoy the bounty of
I'm just pointing that out to you.
Life. Enjoy the bounty of life. Your supply is unlimited.
Unlimited? Because you're immortal.
Blessings are coming to you.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Abundance unicorn. And you read it even with your eyes. I'm impressed. All right. So the thing about the Unicorn Oracle is that, and so somebody will receive this card in the mail if you order a merch item in the coming days. So this unicorn could be your unicorn.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be your abundance.
Could be your abundance. All right. We are going to play you our last song. We got a request, and we're going to honor the request, even though we did not practice it. So if we screwed up, it's on you, really.
Where does it start? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is it E flat?
E flat. That's where I'm doing it.
Oh, wait. I turned off the thing. I'm sorry. I want the last song to sound nice.
I'll
Yeah,
vamp.
just
Sounds better now.
Oh
Sounds
yeah,
better.
it's much nicer.
Thank you. Good call.
Little foxes in our foxholes with a tin can phone. Shine a flashlight on the mirror. Send a signal in Morse code.
If you step upon a needle, it goes straight to my heart. Spooky action at a distance, we're together in the dark.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking at the same exact time? If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? Sing down the wire. Like the needle of a compass, I know right where you are. Down the handle of a ladle, little dipper to North Star. From the treehouse, send a letter at the end of a string. Write it in our secret language in invisible ink. Clouds gather in the trees, bend in the wind, and the air is electric and thundering. Crackle of static, a broken connection. Transmission is lost and I'm wondering. Are you thinking what I'm thinking at the same exact time? If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? Are you thinking what I'm thinking at the same exact time? If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? Somewhere listening. If you're out there somewhere listening, will you sing down the wire? Sing down the wire. Sing down the wire. Sing down the wire. Sing down the wire. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for being here with us and for being out there listening. We love you.
We love you.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.